My name is Remy Odenyo and I work with the Wildlife Conservation Society. We've gathered here to have discussions about a project that has been ongoing for the past 3 years, identifying optimal locations of small-scale fisheries closures, otherwise known as Tengefus. As part of the project, we've worked in partnership with Macquarie University from Sydney, Australia, and we've used sophisticated methods such as machine learning.
A lot of what underpins our work here is the sort of ecological modelling that goes underneath it. So as part of that, we've been mapping lots of different habitat conditions. So we've been looking at coral condition, mangrove condition and seagrass condition, trying to predict that across space because of course if we want to figure out where to protect, you first need to understand sort of the condition of the habitats around you. That's something that you can't really do with field observations, but what we can do is use modern AI technology to basically take field observation data, overlay it with lots of satellite data as well, and build these relationships between, say, for example, it could be marine heat waves and negative impacts on coral health.
There are a number of activities that have taken place. There's been a series of engagements with community fishers, with governments. At the end of this whole project, one of the key things that we've seen is that it's very important to include communities in the inception of such work, to be able to get them to understand the benefits of this work. Another thing is to be able to hear from them in terms of what they feel are priorities using such interventions.
At Macquarie in Sydney, I lead a group called the Spatial Decisions Group. So we sort of use data technology to inform environmental and sustainability decisions across a broad range of environments, and marine environments are one of the areas where we focus on, particularly in the tropical ocean, where you've got sort of similar issues of small-scale fisheries, high dependence in marine resources. So we work at that nexus of how do you implement policies to address sustainability challenges. For Kenya, the policy that we're trying to support is SDG 14, Sustainable Management of Marine Resources, 30 by 30, integrating community conservation within the broad expansion of conservation areas, not just in Kenya, but globally.
We've got all these maps that our machine learning models have produced. But what we then did was take those machine learning models and then put them in front of the local communities, the people that use these areas every single day. We had these workshops where we printed our maps and we put them in front of fishermen and said, okay, this is where we think the healthy coral habitats are. And so really integrated not just this kind of state-of-the-art technological approach to the problem, but also that local and indigenous knowledge. And then we can combine those two things together to really give us the best chance of understanding where these habitats are.
We've done a lot of awareness creation. We've produced a lot of products that can be used in implementation. It's now rallying all the stakeholders together and agreeing on pathways on how we can be able to adopt some of these recommendations or findings for the benefit of the resource, that's the fish and other resources, as well as the benefit of the resource users, the community members of the fishers and the traders and other stakeholders.
When we reflect to what we have been discussing today on processes or available tools and methodologies that help us to establish closures. So this is something we see it's building into what processes already we have started. Sometimes the process may not really take the full length, but this brings a lot of insight. It brings a lot of information that you need to take into consideration. For example, you see the issues of cost benefits, the cost aspects while you are modeling to see where do you establish these closures. So this is very important. We see it's building into the closures that have been proposed, so many, but we have not identified them. So this is an opportunity to see, can we use up these models to be able to identify these closures? But the process has to be very consultative, very participatory.